Now on Mississippi Insight. A longtime state lawmaker appears headed for the Jackson mayor's office after Tuesday's Democratic primary runoff, while the incumbent mayor prepares to slide off the political stage. We'll hear from John Horhn and Chokwe Antar Lumumba this week on Mississippi Insight. I'm Byron Brown on broadcast and on podcast. Thank you for joining us for this April 27th edition of Insight. This week, we are focusing on the recent Democratic runoff election in Jackson. State Senator John Horhn defeated incumbent Mayor Chokwe Antar Lumumba in the Democratic runoff election, securing nearly 75% of the vote, according to unofficial results. This marks a significant political shift in Jackson, as Lumumba had been seeking a third term amid federal bribery charges. Horn's victory positions him as the favorite in the upcoming general election on June 3rd. We watched the vote counts come in Tuesday night with two veteran election watchers. Here's Magnolia Tribune's Russ Latino and Dr. Orey, political science professor at Jackson State University, along with 12 News' Melanie Christopher. What do you make of the margins there in this race?
Well, there's a baseball game going on tonight out at Pearl between the Bulldogs and the Rebels that's relatively tight. This was a 10-run rule. John Horhn absolutely demolished incumbent Mayor Chokwe Lumumba tonight. There's no other way to look at it but to see it as a complete and total citywide repudiation of the current administration and a citywide demand for new leadership and change in Jackson. That's the only thing that explains a victory of this scale.
Dr. Orey, your thoughts on that too?
Yeah, I'd say also that Mayor Lumumba had many challenges while he was in office. One of the challenges that he had was the water crisis. But if we go back to Harvey Johnson said that the water crisis was based on the erosion of the tax base. And because that tax base has not changed, well, it has changed because of the flight of blacks and whites from the city, that's posed a problem. But I would say that Lumumba is an advocate. And being an advocate, it's difficult for him to make that transition to being a politician.
Those are two different things.
Very different things. And, you know, with that said, Horhn, on the other hand, was more inclusive. In his campaign, he ran a deracialized campaign where he didn't focus on race, racially transcended issues, economic development. He just talked about law and order. Those were some of the issues that Lumumba actually fought against in some respect, you know, the Capitol Police. But there were folk out there that actually wanted the Capitol Police. But there were also folk who believed that they were infringing, if you will.
Do you, he also, when we were talking about that, you said that the mayor did not engage then with legislative people. He kept, as an advocate, he really wasn't a politician, so he didn't do that. And that may have played a role too. Yeah,
so in Mississippi and Jackson itself, racially polarization exists. We know that. And oftentimes the mayor actually looked to stand up to the governor, for example, and that actually was not a good thing. That was not politics, that was more advocacy.
Russ, what's the relationship going to be, do you think, between now the city of Jackson and state government, and how do you think that will work if the senator gets in here come June 3rd?
There's no way to look at this election and not say that John Horhn is going to be the next mayor of Jackson. There's a formality that will happen in June, but John Horhn will be the next mayor of Jackson. He's got obviously a lot of experience within the legislature. He's got a history and a track record of being able to work across the aisle. I think that will benefit the city of Jackson out of the gate. But Dr. Orey is also right. There are a lot of systemic challenges in the city, some that predate Mayor Lumumba. I would just say, though, that Mayor Lumumba was able to get elected multiple times as an advocate. I think ultimately what happened tonight was a judgment on his performance in the execution of being a mayor. When you look at a situation where Jackson residents, irrespective of their background, their demographic, their party, didn't have garbage picked up when they wanted garbage picked up, didn't have roads to drive on that were safe for their vehicles, were scared to go out at night, didn't have clean water. Those are the basic functions that a municipal government serves. And in each one of those instances, you saw failure. And then you also had this amazing pall cast over the election in the last couple of years, or really year, with this story around the Jackson bribery scandal. And so I think all of that added up, where you looked at it and said, not only do we have a problem with basic execution and function, we also have a question about corruption in the city and really a desire amongst people across the city of Jackson and outside of Jackson to see competent leadership, to see change in the city. And I think that's what you got tonight. The next step is, how do you build the government that actually goes out and makes a difference on all of these things?
Yeah, well, you saw the numbers of the Republican primary runoff too, where there's Kenny G is leading that with 63% of the vote. Is there any chance that the Republican candidate has any shot at challenging John Horhn come June?
No. That's been the case over the years. You win the primary, it's almost like the old one-party state where you win the primary, you win the election. There are not enough Republicans in the city to mobilize or just simply to achieve a victory here in Jackson.
Tuesday's winner was joined by family and supporters at the Rookery in Jackson. Here's John Horhn's victory speech.
And that's the gentleman sitting over there in that red shirt and the gray suit. He looks pretty dapper. He's only 91 years old. He's 91 years old. And that's my father, Mr. Charlie Horhn. I also want to thank my lovely daughter, Charlotte. Her brother, Siraj, is not with us tonight, but she's here taking up the slack. Let's give her a round of applause. And to the woman who, if it hadn't been for her, we wouldn't be here today. We wouldn't be here now. But she had to give the okay. There you go. If she didn't give the okay, hey, come on up here. If she didn't give the okay, we weren't going to go. Where's Chloe? Come on up, Chloe. All my kinfolk, if you're in the audience, come on up. Let me just say, before I go any further, I want to thank Mayor Chokwe Antar Lumumba. He ran a passionate race. We have differences of opinion about many things, but I think that ultimately everybody's trying to do the same thing. And this is an opportunity for us to come together in Jackson. And I salute the mayor for his efforts. We are going to turn the page, however. We believe that Jackson is ready for change. It's ready to go in another direction. It's ready to unify itself. All quarters, all wards, all subdivisions, all neighborhoods coming together to make Jackson the kind of city we all want. So I'm grateful for the mayor's campaigning and his efforts. But as I say, we are going to be the embodiment, I believe, of change in Jackson and change that brings us all together. We cannot stand apart. I forget Dr. Martin Luther King's statement, but it goes something like we must all stand together as friends, as compatriots, or we'll all stand apart as fools. We have to bring our city together. And this night, this moment, is a perfect example of that. I want to thank my campaign staff. Wow, we put together a dream team. Had a really great team of folks. I want to thank them because we did this together. I can't think of one of my campaign staffers and volunteers and workers that I would want to delete. Everybody played their role. Everybody did their part. I want to thank my campaign supporters financially. I really couldn't have done it without their support. Amen. And I want to thank the citizens of Jackson for seeing the need for change and embracing our campaign. We won the primary with 49% of the vote. And tonight, last time I looked, it was about 70. Are saying that they want change. They want better leadership. They want better streets. Less potholes. They want less crime. More opportunity. opportunities, better jobs. But they want, more than anything else, they want to bring our city together. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being a part of bringing our city together. We have a hard road to hoe going forward. We can't declare victory of the mayor's office just yet. We have a general election to get through. But we're on our way. We are on our way, and we have to keep up the energy, the momentum that we've seen in this campaign. It was almost magical, the way this momentum built in this campaign. And I think that we need to keep that momentum going. And I trust and believe that you all will be helping me to keep this momentum going, because Jackson is ready. Jackson is ready. Jackson is ready. Jackson is ready. He's ready. For change. For change. For leadership. For better roads. Better streets. Less crime. More opportunity. More development. Jackson is ready. John Horhn.
After the break, the mayor of Jackson on his election loss Tuesday. Mississippi Insight continues in a moment. Tuesday's election marked the end of a political dynasty in the capital city. The incumbent's father, Chokwe Lumumba Sr., was elected mayor in 2013, but served only 8 months before his untimely death. His son, Chokwe Antar Lumumba, continued his father's progressive vision, winning the mayoral seat in 2017 with 93% of the vote. Fast forward 8 years and could only draw a quarter of the vote. Here's Mayor Lumumba speaking to his supporters at the Ice House in Jackson.
First and foremost, in all things, give thanks.
Yeah, hallelujah.
In all things, give thanks. I need y'all to give a round of applause for that. First, to my wife, who is not only my love, my best friend, she's someone that I learn from each and every day. The Lord has blessed me twice in the same way. I tell people that I had the rare privilege of living with my hero. And I speak of my father, who I had the opportunity to learn from and grow from and teach me so many principles and a love for people. And the reality is I still live with my hero because my wife inspires me every day. She inspires me through her work. There are things that she does in her work that I actually take to the office. And I think that it makes me a pretty intelligent man to marry someone far smarter than me, right? And so I'm grateful. I'm grateful for not only what she has taught me, all that she has given me, but I'm grateful for her patience. I'm grateful for her forgiveness because I'm not perfect, right? I'm grateful for the fact that, you know, she has spent more time with our children, all of the moments that I had to travel and go so many places. My daughters don't know me not as mayor, right? In fact, Alake was born in the midst of our first campaign.
All right, right.
And while we didn't win that, we've been campaigning her whole life, right? We've been campaigning her whole life. And apparently Nubia's grown today because she said when she was little, right? But Nubia, you watched our children born in this city. And so that makes you family. You've been with us the entire time, and I'm proud of these little girls. I'm looking forward to the opportunity to get a first and a front row seat to all the things that y'all will continue to do, right? Y'all mean the world to me. And you look like everyone I love. You look like everyone I love. And I want you to know that you mean the world to me. Give a round of applause to your first family. Jackson, Mississippi, it has been an honor. It has been the professional privilege of my life to serve you. I want you to know what we have accomplished. We've not only, been able to make serious investments into our infrastructure. We took what was a locally enduring challenge. Not only water insecurity in the sense that it's inconvenient and the sense that it, doesn't allow you to take care of your sanitary needs or the ability to cook, but when people deal with the humiliation of, having to find alternative childcare for their children because a school is closed. When people deal with the humiliation or the challenge of having to find alternative means to put food on the table because you work in a service industry and your hours are cut back. When people have to wait in long water distribution lines and are made to feel like they're begging for the things that they already deserve. I want you to know what you accomplished. Because we took that from our local challenge that we speak to neighbor to talk about, well, the water's out today. And you made the world, you made the nation see value in you. You made the nation make a historic investment in this city. And so I want you to know how wonderful you are. When it came to the challenge of our school system, it was you who rallied together. It was students at Murrah that came together that talked about organizing and protesting and demonstrating so that they could protect their education. And when we advised them that we needed them to hold off at a certain point, they were disciplined enough to do it. And so we saved our school system. We took a multinational corporation to task in Siemens when they did bad by us with a water meter installation. And I share this not just to give the, accomplishments of our administration, and I can go on and on and on about those. But I want you to know what this has always been about. This has not been about an individual. This has not been about an administration being so amazing. I take this moment to remind you that you, Jackson, Mississippi, are an amazing city, filled with amazing people. And the moment we begin to grab hold of that, we can accomplish anything. In the words of Marcus Garvey, up you mighty race, accomplish what you will. First of all, one city, one aim, one destiny. One city, one aim, one destiny. One city, one aim, one destiny. I want the next mayor to know this, right? I want the next mayor to know this. That you have to protect our city's assets. The airport is ours. Okay? The water system is ours. JPS is ours. Smith-Will Stadium is ours. And if you love this city, we'll work with you and we'll fight with you to make sure that we protect these assets. I want y'all to do the electric slide with me the same way we started. Thank y'all very much.
Y'all give it up one time for Chokwe Antar Lumumba.
Let's not forget about the Republicans hoping to become Jackson's next mayor. Kenny G defeated Wilfred Beal in the GOP primary Tuesday. G will go on to face Democrat John Horhn and 4 independent candidates in the June 3rd general election. In other results from Tuesday's election, Byron Brown Thomas won the Ward 6 runoff election in Jackson. She replaces indicted Councilman Aaron Banks. Brown Thomas, a veteran public servant, says her top priorities include cleaning up neighborhoods, improving code enforcement, and addressing crime. Kevin Parkinson secured victory in Jackson's Ward 7 council runoff. He drew 53% of the vote against Quint Withers. Now to Canton, where Democrat Tim Taylor beat out Cornelia Walker in the race to replace incumbent Mayor William Truly. Canton's Ward 4 Alderman Marquis Blunt lost to Cynthia Allen by a slim margin. And Janice Diamond edged out Laura Elaine Blair in the race for Ward 5 Alderwoman in Canton. And we'll be right back. If you have comments or questions about today's show or suggestions for an interview or a segment, just drop us a line. Email our producers. The address is news@wjtv.com. We'll be back next weekend with more of the political and current affairs coverage that you demand. I'm Byron Brown from all of us here at 12 News. Make it a great weekend.